Hey everyone, it is Brian Kaz here, joined by my friend and business partner Sean Casey. We have a really exciting call for you today because on top of learning a bunch of stuff, you'll also hear about how we'll actually be paying you to promote your business. You won't have to buy anything. This is just basically us being nice, and really, we thought, what greater way to get you guys to take action than to give you an incentive to basically do so this week right here. So we'll be talking a bit about what you can do, where as long as you do it, every single person can get paid off that. And as a plus side, not only will we actually pay you money, but on top of that, all the work that you'll be doing is meant to help with your own business or your own sites or your own, affiliate offer, so you have a chance of making a lot more than what we'll just be paying you as well with that. So keep that in mind too. And as always, with that too, if you have any questions throughout the call as well, we'll have plenty of time for Q&A at the end too. And we'll also give out some cash at the end of the call too, like we always do as well. So multiple ways to get some dough this time. So without further ado, we can get the show on the road. So once again, this is another Webfire Wednesday webinar, and this will be about how you can get paid to promote your business. So once again, these calls are every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, so right now exactly, and we'll be either doing live training and or a Q&A call for our Webfire members. These trainings will either feature myself, Brian Kaz, Sean Casey, both of us at once, or occasionally a featured special guest if we think that their expertise would be of value to our members. If you're here or registered for this series, you'll get a reminder each week so you don't forget. But if you can't make one, we'll have the recordings up in the members area within a day of any of the calls under the training tab on the left side navigation bar. It will be under the Wednesday webinars. Use these calls as an opportunity to get even more training, ask strategy type questions, get feedback, or make suggestions on what else you'd like to be trained on. And as a special note, make sure to check out our prior calls and trainings and such, as there's tons and tons and tons of info already there that a lot of you have been asking for additional training and such on. So there's like guys that might ask, so hey, do you have any training, or hey, can you do training on how to rank, or training on how to do affiliate marketing, or training on how to reply to leads and such. We have a lot of training on all those right there, and luckily all the trainings are also labeled. So make sure to check those as well. And even though we reiterate, a lot of the key points throughout several calls and such, it's best that if there's a topic that you'd like to hear more on, first check the prior trainings and such, and watch those if you can first, because you oftentimes find a ton of info already in place there. Now we'll briefly talk about the Webfire member rules to success. First one is follow the steps in the trainings that we have. We have the trainings and such there, so make sure to watch those first. Make sure to follow what we say. If you try to do a shortcut or anything like that, don't be surprised if sometimes it won't turn out exactly as you thought if you skip a couple steps. Number two, don't give up, and this is a big one. And that basically means seek help when needed, but at the same time, don't get too dependent. Oftentimes see guys that almost look for excuses to give up. Like they might not know what a certain word or a term means, and instead of doing like a 10-second search on Google and finding an answer in like seconds, they'll just give up instead. Or on the flip side, they'll go straight to support asking what this or this means when they can find the answer themselves within seconds and not have any kind of a hurdle to jump over. So again, don't make your life more hard than it really has to be with that. But at the same time, don't give up on that. We're obviously here to help, but you know, the more you try to push through, the more likely you are to succeed. Number 3, no whining or negative attitudes. I think this is really one of the quickest ways to fail. There's certain people that always look for the downside of anything. Like if they're trying to rank for 5 sites and they only rank for 3, they'll be upset that 2 of the rankings they didn't get or 2 of the keywords they didn't get, instead of happy that they got 3 of the 5. Or if they mail, you know, 5 leads to try to sell some stuff, if, you know, only 2 or 3 of them write back, they might be upset that, you know, hey, why didn't these other 2 write back? And they'll try to get down about that. And really, that's more of a positive, like, hey, the response or the email that you sent or whatever you did got, you know, half or, you know, X amount of people to write back, and that's obviously a very positive sign, you know, right there. So keep that all in mind right there. And as a quick special announcement before we jump into the training and such, we just want to say we have a few new tools and features that are currently in the works for WebFire that will be rolling out in the near future. So we have quite a few things that we're worked on right here. Some of them are some pretty big updates, including we'll have one that will kind of be like an integration with analytics on your site that can tell a lot more info about your site. It can track, you know, more rankings easily and do all sorts of cool stuff that we can give you a lot more info on your site. The other thing is we have another update coming on the schema. So there's a different kind of essentially a schema, and if you don't know what that is, we talk about those a lot, and we have an entire call just on that. But it's a quick little thing that you can do to help your sites rank more easily. But there's one that you know, was a bit harder to basically do, but we just actually added that into a separate feature that should be out shortly there as well. So it gives you even more chances of you know, getting those up. And we also have another thing too in the works, and we'll make an announcement once it's live. We have a tool in the works that will make it even easier to quickly and easily optimize your site on Autopilot. So if you don't know what like tags are or any of that, we're going to make that even easier to basically edit the stuff right then and there in a super easy fashion, so you can edit more than what you can now and even easier than what you can now as well. So and a couple other things on top of that, but those are the main ones. So we just wanted to make that announcement real quick for you. Now let's move on to our special offer to pay you, as well as our training on what to do to get paid too. We know that one of the biggest obstacles is getting people to take their first bit of action. So we thought we'd give you a big incentive, no strings attached at all, to do just that. We'll pay you to do one of the following and train you on how as well. So these are the 6 ways to get paid. You only have to pick one, and I'll go into a lot more detail on exactly how to go about those in a couple minutes. The first one is you can create a new blog and write at least one product review as an affiliate, or you can create and submit one video targeting a carefully selected keyword. You can write 5 forum posts and/or blog comments. You can write one high-quality blog post and submit it to at least 5 different sites. You can create a video targeting a local business type to get ranked for that keyword, and then try reaching out to local businesses to rent or sell it. Or you can create a schema for your site or blog. So those are the 6 things right there, and I'll explain those or exactly what to do in just a bit right there. Now, with that, again, I'm sure a lot of you are looking for a catch here. There is no catch at all. Sean and I get 0 benefit, you know, from any of this right here. This is just purely for us to give you an incentive to take some action now, because we know.
Hey, Brian, I got to jump in.
Sure.
Okay, so we got a member named Gary who's excited that this is his first chance to make back on a call because he just finished chemotherapy. So I want to welcome Gary back, which I think is awesome. And then Gary's comment just now was, just one, we should have to do them all. I'm committing myself to do them all. So just throwing that out there for those of you that are thinking this is too easy, maybe doing one, you could do them all because they're all good for you. Because like Brian said, there is no catch. This is all to build your business. You're going to use your own links, your own products, your own affiliate link, your own site, your own everything. So, you know, when we brainstormed this up, we were like, hey, let's have some fun and get people doing stuff. That's all there is to it. So pay attention and get ready to go to work.
Yeah, and you know, of course, you'll want to do as many as you can, but I mean, we'll pay you, you know, as long as you do, you know, at least one of those right there. Of course, they all will have an advantage for you because they're all ways of getting you more traffic, rankings, leads, and sales, and all that as well. So you obviously want to do as many as you can, but we'll actually be paying you as long as you do at least one. And again, the reason why is we know that if you just have at least some incentive to start, you know, and if we give you a deadline and when you have to get those done, it will push some of you guys over that fence to get you to take action right now. And once you start taking action, seeing results, and so forth, we know that, you know, usually it tends to encourage you to do even more on your own as well. And of course, the more results you get and the more you do, the more likely you are to be a happy client and all that right there. And again, I know there's a couple guys thinking that you have to buy some stuff or anything like that. There's no catch with that at all right there. So you guys can, you know, have at that. So the first one that we had was, and again, there will be a recording of this, like always, as well as a copy of the slides within about a day. So it's not like you have to jot down everything here. You can always go back to the training, or you can print out the slides and pick which one you want to do and go from there. But the first option is you can create a new blog and write one product review on it. So these are the steps that you should do. First, do research to find a product that you can be an affiliate for. And what you really want to look for is basically two things, ideally. One is a product that pays you a decent commission. So, I mean, if you're trying to be an affiliate for a product that pays you $1, you need to get, you know, a lot of sales to make anything worthwhile there. And, you know, not saying that you can't make a lot of sales at $1 a piece. There certainly are some guys that do, but it's a lot more difficult than something that pays you a lot more. So anything that pays a high amount or a recurring amount is always good. The second thing is you want to do, you know, when you write affiliate reviews and stuff like that, you want to do it for products that actually, you know, get sales. So, you know, if you pick, let's say, a product that no one knows about, that no one searches for, chances are any review that you write won't get you any sales because no one's looking to buy to start with. So the next question that guys might have is, well, how do I know if it gets sales? And the easiest answer that I can give is use common sense. Okay? So, and there's two ways to use common sense with that. You know, one is if you know it's a popular product or brand or anything like that, you know that it's probably getting sales and people are looking into it. If it's like a no-name guy that has an ebook that was super hard for you to find, that you don't see any talk about online at all, you know, it might not be the best product out there. You can also use a tool like Real-Time Lead Finder inside of Webfire to try to see, you know, hey, are people even talking about this brand, about this product? Or do a Google search and say, hey, are people in forums talking about this, asking questions? And if no one is, chances are it's probably not getting sales. So once you have a product that you can be an affiliate for, and again, super easy to be an affiliate for almost anything. You can just search on Google for, you know, product name or you know, website name followed by affiliate, and you'll probably find tons of opportunities right there. Or you can search on ClickBank, on Amazon, on Linkshare, CJ.com, and a whole bunch of places like that, and find lots of opportunities out there. The second thing that you want to do is then use the keyword tool to check the competition for a few review type keywords. And a review type keyword can be a keyword like, product review, product 1 versus product 2 review, review of product. Any kind of term like that where you obviously change out the word product with whatever the product is or the product name is. And then pick 1 or 2 non-competitive ones to basically start with. Now, don't worry as much about the traffic here because, for instance, if you pick a product that you're paid, let's say, $100 a sale or $1,000 a sale or $50 a sale or whatever it might be, okay? If someone's looking for a review of the product, a lot of that traffic are, going to be buyers, or at least are people interested in buying. So even if it's something that doesn't get a lot of searches, like let's say even like 50 or 100 searches a month, it can still be worthwhile because those are all, potential buyers. So don't think you have to find one that gets like thousands and thousands and thousands of searches a month. If it does, awesome, great, but it doesn't have to. So worry more about the competition here. So if the keyword tool says that, the competition isn't too big, or if it shows up in green, that's probably a good sign for you. Then go to blogger.com, which is free to make a blog. It's owned by Google. So go to blogger.com and create a Blogger blog. Or separately, if you want, create a WordPress site if you know how to and if you want to. And of course, you can optionally get your own domain as well if you want, using the domain keyword tool if you want to improve your odds of ranking. Now, you don't have to do WordPress. You don't have to get your own domain. But of course, those are just extra things that you can do if you know how, if you want to give yourself a better chance of ranking. Like if you have your own domain, you can have a better chance of ranking versus if you just have a Blogger blog on its own, like subdomain and all that right there, which again, the subdomain is free, whereas a normal domain will cost you like, usually $7 to $10 a year. But that's up to you, and don't overthink that or don't get too confused in that. If you're brand new, it's perfectly okay just to start with the free blogger.com option. And it's super easy to make a blog if you just go there, it walks you through it, and literally you can have one picked and up within a couple minutes. On some prior trainings, I've actually done this live, and while chatting at the same time, it would take me about two minutes, and that's with explaining everything. If I didn't have to explain everything along the way, I could do it within like a half minute, okay? Super easy. Then you can create a new post on your new blog for your review. So again, you'll be writing a review of the product that you're an affiliate for. And again with that, you want to pick the keywords that we previously talked about in step 2 here. Pick ones that aren't too competitive. And again, the keywords tool will basically tell you what the competition's like. If you search, let's say, Google, and there's only like 2 or less people using the exact same phrase, in the title tags or in the blue links, that tells you that it's not as competitive of a term, which means that you have more of a chance of ranking for that right there. But once you pick those keywords, you want to make sure to actually optimize your post for them. And to do that, you want to have the keyword somewhere in the title of your blog post. And you also want to have it, probably somewhere throughout the body of that blog post too. And because again, that's oftentimes what Google and Yahoo and those guys look to rank sites. They'll look and see what your title tags are and all that, which blogs typically will grab the title tags, off of that right there. And with that, to write the review itself, you also want to, make sure that you follow a format kind of like this. Like you have a keyword optimized title, like, product 1 versus product 2 review, or product 1 review, or whatever you want, like that. And then you want to usually have what I call like a summary or like an overview at the very start of the review, and this can just be like a few sentences or so that just says, what the product or products are and just a little bit about them. And then you can have like a pros and cons list. You list off some pros and cons or some bullet points or comparison or anything like that. And again, Blogger makes it super easy to have, pros and cons lists and bullet points and all that. And you can highlight words and click bullet points. And again, super easy. All that right there. And then after you have the bullet point list, you can have a short conclusion, which is just like 2 or 3 sentences that say, what you think as a whole. So sum up the entire review, tell them what you think the better deal or the best product is, or if it's good or bad, followed by what's called a call to action. This is where you have a sentence that says, click here to get, blah, 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 or, click here to get the best deal on blah, blah, blah. And then you make that a link that goes to your affiliate link. So again, super easy to do, all that right there. And we have a lot of prior training specifically on how to be an affiliate, how to write reviews and all that right there. But this is a pretty good overview of what to do right there. So once you write your post up, you want to use the site submitter inside of WebFire to submit your new blog to get indexed faster. And then you want to also set the site up on the keyword tracker tool to track a few keywords. Now, it can take anywhere from a few days or more for some new sites to show up. If it's like an existing site, a new blog post sometimes can show up within a matter of hours. If it's new, it might take like a few days or so. That's perfectly fine because you're not in like a major rush to get ranked, and it's fine if it even takes like a few days or a week or so to show up right there. To increase your chances of ranking or to show up faster, you can also optionally get a couple backlinks to increase your chances of ranking. Now, how do you get backlinks? Well, it could be as easy as use the real-time lead finder or the rank lead finder or anything like that to basically answer a question or two that people are asking. It could even be about a review of the product, give them value in that post, and then say, hey, I wrote a complete review of just that on this link right here. So it's just a link or two back to your site can oftentimes get you indexed and ranked faster and such. So that's one way that you can earn some money from us, is by doing this right here. And this is especially good like if you don't have a site or you've never in an affiliate review or anything like that. This is a good one to jump into because affiliate reviews, if done right and well, can be worth a lot of money in the long run. So this is a good way to get a jump start on that. The second way is to create and submit one video. So again, you don't always have to have websites or anything like that. You can also use WebFire to create videos and such. And with this, you either create your own video from scratch, so you don't have to use our tool if you don't, or you don't have to use our video maker if you don't want to at this part. You'd still have to submit it through that, but you can make any video you want, whether it's using Camtasia, which is like a screen recorder. I think that costs, depending if you're on a Mac or a PC, it's anywhere from like $100 to $200, but it's pretty useful tool. Or there's a version comparable to it, not quite as good, but free, called Cam Studio. That's free. Or if you want to use our tool to make like a PowerPoint type slides, instead of like a screen share, you can do that using the Video Firestorm tool inside of WebFire to just make like like a handful of slides up with some useful content. I don't care if it's like a review video or a content video or whatever you want right there. But again, super easy to do right there. But the more important part is after you create the video, you'll want to target non-competitive keywords according to what the keyword tool says. So you'll want to use the main keyword tool inside of Fire to try to see, hey, which of these keywords that I'm trying to target don't seem to be as competitive, meaning you'll have an easier chance of ranking. And then once you see a few of those, check inside of YouTube itself to see how many videos on page 1 contain the keyword you're trying to target in their title. So if your title is, how to puppy or how to potty train a puppy, okay? Let's say that Google says, hey, it's not too competitive on the front page of Google, great. But also check YouTube and say, hey, if you do a search on YouTube, how many of the, videos on page 1 contain that keyword? If there's a bunch of them, probably pass that. If there's only like 1 or 2 or less, especially if there's like none that are exact matches, that's a good sign, because what that basically means is that you'll not only have a good chance of ranking on Google for those terms, but you'll have a good chance of ranking on YouTube itself. So it's kind of like, double whammy right there. So anytime that you can do something that increases your chances or gives you another opportunity to rank is actually good, because the way I view it is like this. If you try to get ranked at the same time on Google as well as YouTube, if you just get ranked on one of those two, you walk away incredibly happy because that's a win. If you get ranked on both, that's a double win. That's huge. And if if you try to shoot for both at the same time, it just gives you more of a chance to get at least one of those. So that's how I try to view almost everything that I do, including trying to target keywords and such. I try to target sometimes a couple different ones just to give myself the most opportunity to get ranked and such. And then you'll want to use the keyword or keywords you're targeting in your title, but of course make sure that it's appealing at the same time, because like if your keyword is puppy potty training, you don't just want to say puppy potty training by itself. It's kind of boring. You could say puppy potty training trick dash 5-minute method, where that sounds super appealing. It gives you a chance to rank for additional terms like puppy potty training trick versus just without the trick. And the 5-minute method doesn't really have any SEO or ranking benefit, but it gives you or makes it more appealing, so people might be more likely to click through, and they'll get you more traffic and such. And then also use the keyword or keywords at least once in the description, and ideally somewhere within the video itself, so it's relevant at the same time. And that should give you a good chance ranking. Then submit the video, and then optionally, again, just like we said before, get a backlink or two to it. So that can help increase your chances of ranking. You don't have to get backlinks, but it can help. So that's just essentially an optional thing. But obviously, submit the video through the Video Firestorm tool inside of WebFire, which will help optimize the video and all that for you right there. And optionally, again, of course, you can get a backlink or two to it as well. Then watch the rankings both on Google as well as YouTube itself after a few days, and you'll tend to see that they'll usually within that time frame they'll tend to get ranked. The next method that you can do is to write 5 forum posts and or blog comments, but you have to make sure that they're of value. So first, target a service, product, website, or other offer of yours, or one that you're an affiliate for. Then use the real-time lead finder and the rank lead finder to find relevant forums or blogs to post to. Then post up high-quality answers that answer people's questions or add value, all while also promoting your site, email, video, or other offers. Now, this is huge here, guys. Oftentimes I see guys that will just like throw up a link that says, buy it here or go here. And it's like, that comes off as kind of spammy. It doesn't really add any value. So you want to first and foremost answer people's questions or add value, give valuable info. So if someone, if someone's asking for like a question like, hey, is this product any good? Don't just say, buy here. Say, hey, overall I'd say it's a very good product. Here's one pro, here's one con, but I actually wrote a full review of it that you can check out right here. So in that case, you still get a link to your site or to your product or whatever you want, but it's providing value in the answer itself first and foremost. And if you try to put yourself in their shoes and say, hey, what kind of post or what kind of answer do you want to see? If you kind of follow that rule of thumb there, you'll be far less likely to get a post deleted or ignored or to upset people. So again, first and foremost, just add value. And again, a couple tips that you can do with that. Again, I'll stress once more, add value first and foremost. But secondly, if you're afraid to link to your site, if you think that there's no easy way where it won't come off as seem kind of spammy, which again, if you do what I just said, it shouldn't be. But what you can also do as another trick too is you can make a video and then say, hey, you should check out this video on just that. Because again, people oftentimes will say, hey, this guy went out of his way to find a video that basically answers me. As long as it legitimately answers his question or is relevant to essentially the topic, that can work really well too. You can also, if you don't want to post up a link, you can post up an email. Like if there's a guy saying, hey, I'm thinking of buying this, does anyone have any opinions of it? You can basically say, hey, here's some pros and cons. I'd be happy to answer any questions you have because I have that, or I'm an expert in that, or yada yada. Or if you have any other questions, feel free to email me here. So in that case, you're giving out an actual email instead of a link. People can say, hey, this guy is super, super, super nice, and you can get leads coming to your inbox instead of your site, where from once they email you, you can say hey, here's basically the answer to your question, and if you're looking for a good deal on it, here's a link to the best deal that I found out there on that, and you give your affiliate link through that. So all those can work very well. So another task that you can do, which will pay you to do, is to write one high-quality guest blog post and submit it to 5 or more sites. So to do that, the first then is write a high-quality, unique guest blog post that anyone would be proud to show on their site. Don't just have it be a promo for your stuff. You want to make sure that a legitimate news site or blog would be happy to post your stuff up and not just have it look like a giant promo or crap. I mean, if you post up a crappy article, people aren't likely to actually use that. Second is use the guest blog post finder to find at least a handful of blogs that are relevant and appear to accept guest blog posts. So again, this is a tool inside of WebFire that will help you find places that appear to accept guest blog posts. So it will give you a big list. You can weed through that list and pick a few that seem to be the most relevant and then submit it there. And to do that, you can either click the links that the tool gives you, or you can actually email those leads, because it will give you the emails right then and there as well. And again, you can watch the walkthrough on that tool to see exactly how it's used, but very cool and useful tool right there. Then submit your guest blog post as an example and offer to write a new one, edit the existing one, or whatever they want. So you basically say, hey, here's an example of a guest blog post that you could use right here. I'd be happy to specifically edit anything you want on it, or I'd be happy to write you a new one on any relevant topic as well. Because if you target these sites well, if just one accepts you, it can get you a lot of traffic and a lot of ranking authority at the same time. So again, some tips to get the best results right here is make sure, first and foremost, that the example you give them is very, very good. Also, make sure that it's well known that you'd be happy to write them a completely unique one on any relevant topic as well, and make sure that they know that they can basically change anything they want on it, as long as your name or your site or whatever is mentioned still, at least once there. This is a win-win because it saves those guys a lot of time from having to write their own content, and it gives you free exposure, traffic, and in a lot of cases you can gain a lot of sales off that right there. And it's, again, a very easy thing to do that doesn't really take a lot of time but can have lasting benefits for a very long time. Another thing that you can do, and this is especially good if you're newer or you want like a quick way to make some additional dough on top of what will pay you, is you can create a local business video and try renting or selling the video out, or selling or renting the opportunity to have that refer traffic or leads or sales to the local business. So here's what you do here. First, create a video either on your own or with Video Firestorm, which is again a tool inside of WebFire that targets a local business type term like dentists, chiropractors, builders, whatever you want right there, and giving some useful information on what to watch out for or what to look for or anything like that. You can use the keyword tool to identify some local keywords that aren't as competitive and contain the location that you're trying to target. Like it could be roofers in Atlanta, Georgia, -- what to look out for. So in this case, the keyword might be roofers in Atlanta, Georgia, or roofers, Atlanta, Georgia, or any term like that. But then you can add in the title, you can add something like what to look out for, because if someone's looking for roofers in Atlanta, Georgia, and they see ranked on Google or YouTube a video that says, hey, what to look out for roofers in Atlanta, Georgia, they're going to probably click that and see what this is all about right there. And on the video, it can basically give tips and stuff, what to look for or what to avoid or anything like that. And again, you can do like a little bit of research for 10 minutes and probably get the basics of what to look for, because there's probably information on a lot of these guys' sites that tell you what to be careful of or what to avoid or what's good and bad for basically any kind of business out there. And you can turn this all into a short video with the Video Firestorm tool and have a useful thing that you can get ranked. Then you can submit the video through the Video Firestorm tool while targeting those keywords in the title, in the description, so on and so forth. Then, after you get it ranked, reach out to a handful of the relevant businesses and try renting or selling the video or the ranking while offering to add a bit at the end that basically refers the traffic over to them. So it might say, hey, at the very end, you might have like a extra slide that you can add in, or anything like that that says, hey, to get a free estimate or to get whatever, with guys that basically don't do all the bad and do all the good that you just mentioned, you can reach out to us right here. So that's one way that they can get leads. And if they see that that's ranking there, they know logically, there's probably people going there, and they'd rather have that traffic and such go to them than their competitors. And again, this is a very easy thing that you can do. And once you make one, it's super easy to replicate this process over and over and over and over again for any number of keywords, business types, towns or cities across the world. So this is a super easy, little business model that you can do right here. And the next thing that you can do as well is you can create a schema for a site or blog. Now we have prior calls that talk specifically on what a schema is. It basically gives Google more information on your site, so more info can show up on the search results. So if you've ever searched for a restaurant and you see the phone number, the address, or the menu show up in the results itself, that's a result of having a schema attached to the site. So to do this, step one, create a relevant schema for a site or blog. And to do that, you want to basically open up the schema maker inside of WebFire, pick the most relevant type of schema, enter in the proper info. It basically just asks you to fill in the blank, so like very, very easy, and then upload it to your site. And again, there's a training tutorial on how to do just that, so it's, again, fairly easy to do. Now, in some cases, some sites might need multiple schemas. Like if you're an e-commerce site, you might have multiple products, so each one can have their own, essentially, schema that will talk about the product, and all that right there. Whereas if you're just a simple blog, usually it's just one simple schema that you basically add to your site. Now, an optional thing that you can do instead, so instead of just doing this for your site, you can do this for another site and sell the service to them as well instead of just your own site. Now, if this one is of interest to you, I highly suggest that you check out some of our prior training, because we have one that's specifically about the schemas and how to go about all that right there. So I mean, we've actually had a couple calls on just that. So if that's of interest, make sure you check out that right there. But that's another thing that we want to give you guys an opportunity to do to get paid. It's also a great way that it can help increase your own rankings, as well as at the same time be a great thing to sell to other people for anywhere from $500 to $1,000 or more that has a lot of value to them. So next up is, how do you get paid? Now, obviously, doing any of these will get you to take action and give you a better chance of getting results and making more money on your own. But to give you a head start and to encourage you to take action, we'll pay you $5 for doing one of these tasks. No strings attached and nothing to buy. Just by doing one of these tasks right there, or by basically doing at least one. So if you want to do more, that's fine, but it's not like you're not paid for each one. So do at least one right there. We'll pay you $5, no strings attached at all. So the rules here, and again, the reason why is we know that if we give you a deadline and give you like a little incentive to start, it will push a lot of you to take action right now. And once you see that the stuff is actually working, you'll want to do it on your own over and over and over and over again. And that can really change a lot of lives and give a lot of results faster for our members. So a couple more rules with this. This must be something new that you do this week. So like, you can't take an old video that you've had up for like years and act like you just made it. We'll know that. And again, we're being nice here. There is no actual incentive for us other than we want to see you guys do well. So please don't try to fool us while we're helping you. So again, we want you to do a new task this week. You also must follow all our tips for basically any of those. For instance, don't post a crappy post with no value. Like, don't say, hey, I'll do 5 blog posts, and then you just post up, a link 5 times. Okay, again, we said add value in those posts, so we want to see that you actually take the time to add value and do what we say. Because if you do what we say, we know that you can get results off that. If you do basically a crappy way, or you take like an easy way out, you won't necessarily get the results that we want you to get, and it's a lose-lose in that case right there. Or like if you don't, target, or excuse me, I actually wrote that wrong. Or if you, if you target a super competitive word instead of trying to go after one that we say, hey, go after the more or the less competitive ones. So again, you want to use the keywords tools to find the less competitive keywords. So don't try to target a term like dogs and then say, hey, look, I wrote a blog post on dogs right here, because obviously then you won't probably get ranked for that term right there. And again, it doesn't help you out either right there. So again, we want to see that you take the advice and follow through on it, because we know that that gets you the results. And the last thing is, don't overthink anything. We just want you to take action and not fall victim to being a perfectionist or too worried. Like, don't be concerned. Like, I've seen guys that, like, every step that they do, they're not sure on. Like, if they write a review, they'll question every line that they write, and they'll never get it done. It's like, should I say this? Should I say that? I'm not sure if I should say this, or that. Should I have this be in dark blue or light blue? Should I? It's just like, just do it. Don't think. Just do it. Follow what we say right there. We don't care if it's perfect. If there's mistakes on it or stuff isn't like, 100% what we would do ourselves, that's perfectly fine. We just want you to take action and attempt to follow the advice that we gave. After you do one of these, email proof to dfy@webfire.com. Again, the letter dfy@webfire.com by midnight on Sunday. And by proof, I mean these can be links to, a video, a blog, post, any kind of reasonable proof is fine. But again, it has to be new stuff that you do this week. It can't be stuff that you've done like, months ago and you try to pass off. Because again, we want you to take action and are paying you as an incentive to do so. Also, send along your full name, your PayPal email, and the email that you have WebFire with if it is different than your PayPal email. And remember, you only have to do one of these 6 tasks. Pick whichever is most appealing or helpful to you. If you want to do more, great. We encourage you to. But you only have to do one. And then we'll pay you out by the following week. So now it might take us like a few days to review all the submissions and all, because I'm sure we'll probably get a ton of these. So we want to make sure that you guys are doing the stuff right as we said and all that right there. But we'll get you paid out the following week, so you can earn an easy $5 right there just by taking action and doing stuff that ultimately can make you a lot more, because again, it's helping you, not us. There is zero benefit to Sean and I other than we know that if you start seeing results and start taking action, you're likely to be a happier client, and you're likely to share with others and stay for a long, long time. So other than that, there's no strings attached at all. So what we'll do then is we'll jump to any questions or anything that you have, and then we'll also give $100 away like we do every week on our Facebook group as well in just a bit. And again, with that, to have a chance to win $100 on top of, guaranteed getting paid on any of those prior tasks. If you go to getwebfire.com/FB group, Sharon has a post up basically asking what you thought of the training today. If you leave a comment, anything that you want, within her post right there, in just a bit, we'll pick a random winner to win $100. So again, just go to getwebfire.com/FB group, and then we'll pick a random winner in just a bit. Right there. But in the meantime, if you guys have any questions at all on anything at all, feel free to ask us really quick, and we'll try to answer some questions right here. So Sean, if you've seen any questions or anything like that.
Well, this is the most important question of the week, Brian.
All right.
Who's going to win the Super Bowl? Wait, could it be the Green Bay Packers? No, because they lost to the Atlanta Falcons in the championship game. So people are typing Falcons in capital letters. Everybody either wants the Falcons to win or knows that I live in Atlanta, which means you should want the Falcons to win. So
I think they have a very, very good chance. I'd say they have probably a 75% chance of winning.
All right, now some people are typing, what's the Super Bowl? So for those of you who were not born and raised on American football, it is the greatest sporting event in the history of the world, but only if you live in America. If you live in most of the rest of the World Cup is the greatest event. And when the U.S. can win that, it will probably become the greatest event in the history of America. But we're like, we won't see that in my lifetime. But anyway, back to business. All right. So Raymond asked Brian, he's already got a blog. He can add a video to it. How does he get backlinks?
Well, I mean, we briefly talked about that right here, but a backlink is basically any link that links back to you, and you can get those many different ways. You can do posts, you can do comments on forums and blogs, you can even do extra videos on YouTube that link back to your main site. So like, for instance, let's say you write a review on, I don't know, a certain kind of a moped, okay? And you know, on your moped review, if you want to get a couple backlinks to increase your chances of ranking and increase your traffic and such, you could use a tool like we have inside of Webfire, like the real-time lead finder or the rank lead finder, to find people maybe asking questions on mopeds or where to buy mopeds online or anything like that. And then you can do a post that says, you know, hey, I see you're looking to buy a moped online. You know, one of the sites that you can buy from is right here. Or hey, I see you're looking to buy, you know, this certain product right here, and you're asking what the pros and cons are. Here's a pro or two, here's a con or two. I actually wrote an entire review on just that right here if you're interested. So that's getting backlinks, basically. That's, again, or that's at least one of the main ways right there. And they can not only help get you a boost in traffic and leads and sales, it can also help with your rankings and stuff and get you indexed and showing up faster in the rankings too. Next question?
Sure. I'm just reading, lots of people are saying this is one of our 2 best trainings ever, and this is awesome, and way to get them to take action. And absolutely, that's what we're trying to do. Let's see, Sergey asked, how do you build an email list of all the people who click through to your blog? They'd appreciate training on how to do that.
Well, I mean, first of all, you know, you probably won't get a list of like everyone that goes to your blog, but you can certainly get you know, a good chunk or a chunk of those guys on. And one way is to basically have like an opt-in form, you know, on your blog or, you know, within a blog post that gives them something of value for free in exchange for basically an email. So that's one way to build, you know, a list off that. But there's a bunch of other ways. Like another way that you can as well is, let's say, you know, you write, you know, an affiliate review on a product. I encourage you to give, like, you know, an affiliate link at the bottom where they can buy right then. So don't have them like opt in first, or don't have them jump through hoops, because these are like buyers in this case. But you could, in a lot of cases, say, hey, if you want to have like updates on pricings or coupons or special deals for this, you know, click here to opt in to my list and get alerts to that. So there's lots of ways that you can build a list off that. Sean, I'm sure you have lots of other ways off.
Right, but I think that's a good start for somebody who's just starting out. We don't want to overcomplicate the getting started part. Whoops, the whole screen just moved. Sorry, I was going to read something. Man, you guys type questions faster than I can read them and answer them. Anyway, somewhere in here, Kelly posted that they just did some work for a company down in Mexico, and now they're going to get hired to do their SEO and do a bunch of promotions. So awesome. Said all thanks to Webfire. So that's awesome. Okay, what else? Somebody else just posted a question. Whoops. So Shalitha asks, I'm probably butchering your name and I apologize. How do you go about becoming an affiliate marketer, and where do you look for offers?
Well, that was actually mentioned on the call to today as well. But just to briefly recap that, one is you can just go to, let's say, Google or Yahoo, and if there's any product that you want to be an affiliate for, just type in the name of the product followed by affiliate, and you'll probably find lots of sites that have affiliate programs to do just that. You can also look on ClickBank or on Amazon or CJ.com or Linkshare.com. There's a bunch of affiliate networks like that that you can also be affiliates for. ClickBank is a super easy one if you're selling like basically digital type stuff a lot of times. Amazon, of course, you can get almost anything for. But of course, you know, if you, I sometimes find that the private offers tend to get you some really good ones. So just search, you know, any product name followed by affiliate, and you'll probably find tons of opportunities right there.
Okay, so a couple people have asked this, so I want to be clear. So people are asking, can they do this more than once? Can they submit more than one example? Well, yes, you can, but we're only paying you for one. Okay, we're not hiring you and paying you like $1,000 to go out and actually build your own business because it's your own business. We're just doing this to get you rolling and get you an incentive to do this, hit a deadline, see how simple it can be for you to actually go and make money doing the things you should be doing anyway. So since two people have asked that question now, I want to be clear. I think one of them was tongue-in-cheek, but I want to be really clear that, you know, yes, we want you to go out and do all of these things and more because you should. It's your business you're building and your money you're making. But please, you know, don't submit 100 of these and then be surprised when we don't pay you for 100 of them. Because if you did 100 of these, you'd find you got paid really well from selling your product or being an affiliate or anything else along the way. So there we go. Yes, so a couple people, because we, you know, that we got all this stuff out there. So we'll be posting up the PDF of the slides that Brian just went through. So you'll be able to go through and see all those, as well as the replay on the whole webinar. As soon as we can get it up, which will either be later today or first thing in the morning at the very latest, and we will send out a link to that, but it'll get posted in the web members area and online, and you'll have access to that, so that won't be a problem. So you can roll right through the PDF just to pick up the parts that you missed along the way. And there. BS, can you do schema for an e-commerce store on Shopify? Yes, you can. The schema tool in Webfire is not only built with specific applications for Shopify. If you watch the training video by the tool, it'll tell you specifically what you need to do for Shopify, because it's slightly different than normal stuff since you're using custom-built software, but we've customized Webfire to integrate perfectly in there and do that. And Gary says, this is the ranking software. Bomb. All right. And another Gary thinks he's coming to the Super Bowl party at my house. Good luck with that. Morty wants to know, we give them feedback on the quality of the blog they submit.
Well, I mean, there will probably be like, you know, lots and lots of submissions, and if we see something that might be useful, sure, but it's not like we're this isn't like a personalized review of each one that we do or anything like that, because that'd probably take like weeks and weeks if we got tons and tons of people. So, but try to follow the tips and stuff that you know we give to make sure it follows along the same lines, you know, there. Now, if you know, if we're reviewing it and we see that you basically skipped every step, like you have like a blank blog or you know, anything dumb like that. And I shouldn't say dumb, but like, you know, if you're trying to shortchange.
Okay, so you really meant that though, in the nicest way.
Yes. If you're trying to shortchange yourself or take the easy way out, you know, you might say, hey, it looks like, you know, of the 5 steps right here, you skipped every one. So make sure to do that first, you know, before you're paid the $5, because we want to make sure that you get, you know, a good chance of actually getting results off the work that you do as well. And this is more than just getting the $5 from us. This is just a way for us to kind of push you over the fence and get you to hit the ground running, essentially, to get like an incentive right off the bat, so you can feel like, hey, you know, if I can get $5 right off the bat and have the possibility of making a lot more off the work that that you do, that's a win-win and makes you feel good right off the bat. So that's why we're basically doing this right here.
That's awesome. Okay, I think we got everybody's questions pretty much answered.
Okay.
So I think we're all good. Sharon, can you answer Tess's question? And let's go give away money, Brian.
All right.
We
So
hit the top of the next hour.
So once again, to have a chance to win $100 on top of, again, what you can earn on everything we just showed you today. Like each week, we'll give $100.
We're going to be poor before we're done, Brian, if we keep giving away all the money.
Each week, we give $100 away to a random attendee, and to take advantage of that, you have to go to getwebfire.com/FB group, which will forward you to our Facebook group page. Most of you are free members of that group because, again, it's free to join. If not, you'll be approved usually within like seconds. And then you'll post up a comment under Sharon's post that basically asks what you thought of today's call, and I'll just switch to that right there. Just take me a second to pull it up here. Let's refresh the page real quick. All right. So the post is right here, where Sharon wrote, basically asking how you enjoyed it, and so far we have 82 comments right there, and a handful of more underneath that. So if you can, try to post it under right here. If you post it outside of it, that's fine too. We'll still count that, but just makes it easier to do the counting and all that. And we'll give you guys maybe 10 more seconds to do a post there. Just asking what you thought of everything. All right, let's see. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. I'll refresh the page really quick, just in case. All right, we have 89 comments here. Just pull up all those for our counting. 89 there, including Sharon, who answered a couple. 90 now, and then outside of that we have, let's count the ones that posted outside of it. All right, so a couple that posted the wrong ones, that's fine. Count the new ones right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. We won't count the one from yesterday, but you're welcome to post again up to today. So we have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, so there's 9 plus 91, so exactly 100 now. All right, so 100 comments. So we'll do 1, 2. Oh, look, how nice. The default is 1 to 100 on this.
Okay, now I'm gonna predict the number. Okay,
right.
Before you hit this, all right. I'm gonna predict the number is 27.
All right, let's see. Generate. 31. Close.
People are gonna be really scared if it was actually 27.
They probably think this is rigged. All right, 31. All right, let's count 31 right here. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Simon. 13, 14, 15. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25 is Stephen. 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. Cynthia Cavalcanti, or Cavalcanti, whatever, if it's Italian, it might be that. Anyway, if this looks like you, and your name is Cynthia Cavalcanti, or Chanti, or however you say the last name.
I'm sorry, but I have to laugh because you say that like they won't be able to identify themselves by name.
It's just a joke.
Anyway, she posted up yay, and she posted her PayPal address, so we're good.
Okay, so I was just about
it's
to
Cavalcanti. She obviously has gone through this before. She even knows how to do the phonetic spelling. All right.
Yes,
all right, congratulations. All right, everybody. You guys know what to do. Go take action. Get some stuff done. You know, you don't have to quit with just one. You don't have to overthink this. If you can't in 4 days, well, 3.5, because you got to watch the Super Bowl Sunday night. In 3.5 days, get this done, then you're going to have to miss the Super Bowl to get it done. But you got to take action. You got to push yourself. We know you're not going to get rich with $5, and we're not intending for you to do, but it's a great thing, a great deadline. Go take action, and it'll give you a great focus to continue to kick butt in the new year. And Brian, I'm going to let you end with your words of wisdoms, and we'll see what's happening.
All right. So once again, guys, we look forward to seeing these submissions that you guys do. And again, we'll have a copy of the slides up as well as a replay of this as well within a day. Probably by later to today, if not first thing in the morning, you'll get all that. So pick the one thing that's most appealing to you, and then by Sunday at midnight, and we'll say Eastern time, so we'll base it off of that. So if you're overseas, like in Australia or someplace like that, you have till Monday then. Yeah, so make sure by Sunday at midnight Eastern time, so in several days right here, you get that stuff over to dfy@webfire.com, and we'll get you paid at some point next week then, again, just for taking action and showing some proof there. And of course, if you have any questions outside of this call, or if anything else like pops up or anything like that, feel free to write support@webfire.com, or better yet, use the support tab inside of Webfire to go straight to the help desk inside there, so there will never be like an email issue or anything like that. And with that, guys, we hope you have a great rest of the week, and we look forward to seeing what you guys do here. So take care, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.